My name is Alan Levine. I'm the chairman and CEO of Ballot Health. And I want to welcome all of our attendees that are here. We have a limited group here for safety reasons. And I want to thank all of our Facebook viewers. I know a lot of people are tuned in, interested in what we're announcing here today. I also want to welcome Dr. Herb Ladley, the Chief Medical Officer here in this part of this market. He's a longtime member of the Ballad CVA Cardiac Institute. It's good to see you again. And of course, the CEO of our market here. Where's Lindy White? There she is, over there. Okay. I want to thank everybody who's worked hard to make today happen. This is a big deal. Our mission at Ballad Health is to honor those we serve by delivering the best possible care. And you know, delivering care isn't just about the clinical delivery of care. It's about being an organization committed to learning and sharing knowledge. And here at Holston Valley Medical Center, our team members have been doing just that for 85 years, delivering high-quality care, becoming a center of knowledge and sharing of knowledge and learning, and being very highly ranked at doing it at that. We provide great health care to this community, and I know the people in this community are extremely passionate about this hospital. Throughout Ballad Health, we're also committed to advancing medical science and expanding the boundaries of what's previously been possible. And that's where our clinical research program comes in. And one of the things we've talked about long since before the merger that created Ballad Health was the opportunity to bring two great organizations together and really lean into opportunities to do research. Through our clinical research team, we enrich our communities even further by offering unique leading-edge treatment options that often are not available at most hospitals and health systems, even some of the top-ranked systems in the United States. Certainly, what we're doing here today is not yet being done at some of those top-ranked health systems in the United States, but it's being done here at Ballad Health in the Appalachian Highlands. So this ensures that our patients are given access to some of the cutting-edge leading new technology. It gives our team the opportunity to learn and then share the knowledge with the rest of the medical world. And it all starts right here in Kingsport, Tennessee. And that's why we're here today. You know, the Appalachian Highlands is the home to country music. I think that's pretty something we're all pretty proud of. The world's fastest 8K road race, and some of the best, nicest people you'll ever meet. Little do some people know that this is also the center of gravity of some of the most exciting medical research taking place in the United States. What you're going to learn about today and witness, we've now had 2 cases demonstrated, is truly groundbreaking. This technology can significantly improve care and outcomes for patients, not just here at Holston Valley and at Ballad Health, but across the United States and frankly the whole world. It's happening here first because one of our very own distinguished and world-renowned cardiologists, Dr. Chris Metzger, was chosen to lead it. Dr. Metzger is the chair of our clinical research for Ballad Health. He's been a longtime partner with CVA, the Ballad CVA Medical Group. He's the medical director for Holston Valley's Cardiac Interventional and Diagnostic Cardiac Cath Labs, and he performed the country's first trial case using the InspireMD Seaguard embolic prevention system stent. That's easy to say. Earlier this morning, the InspireMD Seaguard was done earlier this morning on 2 patients, and he'll perform a total of 6 cases today. This is a novel mesh carotid stent designed to improve patient safety through sustained embolic protection. In layman's terms, it's designed to save lives and reduce the incidence of stroke. It's this treatment option for carotid artery stenosis is thought, carotid artery stenosis, I should say, is thought to cause up to 20% of ischemic strokes. Dr. Metzger is going to get into more detail about this in a minute and how these trials will have the potential to save thousands of lives each year. But what I can tell you is that results from international clinical trials for Seaguard show incredibly promising results for stroke prevention with this technology. Dr. Metzger was appointed principal investigator for the US FDA registration trial for Seaguard in February. Through his leadership and expertise, he and the nationally recognized cath lab team here at Holston Valley were chosen to perform the country's first trial using this technology. Earlier this morning, as I mentioned, Dr. Metzger and the team successfully performed 2 cases involving the Seaguard, and in a few moments I'll invite Dr. Metzger to come share more about how it went. Dr. Metzger, I want to say a few personal things about my friend, Chris Metzger. His impact on cardiovascular care is it's not just here at Holston Valley or Ballad Health. It's all over the world, and it can't be overstated. And it's easy to overstate it because if you get to know Chris, you realize he's a really neat guy and he's a great friend. But underneath that is a world-renowned leader in cardiovascular medicine, and we're so fortunate to have him here at Ballad Health. Holston Valley Medical Center is recognized worldwide in cardiovascular care, in large part because Dr. Metzger and his partners at CVA have put Holston Valley on the world map. It's because they've been willing to do exciting, innovative trials, research, and incredible carotid care right here. And under his leadership, the program at Holston Valley is one of the top enrollers in the United States and globally in research, here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Dr. Metzger is widely published and has participated in more than 100 clinical studies, serving as the principal investigator in most of them, like he's doing here today. I would say, and I know I don't have to say this, I know he would say it first, Dr. Metzger is successful not because of just his own skill. He's successful because he's got an amazing team around him. From the CEO of this hospital, who's enormously supportive of the program, to the men and women in the cath lab and in the cardiovascular program, to his partners at CVA who've supported him and encouraged him. It's a real team effort, and that's why this program is so renowned here. But thanks to Dr. Metzger, we're now developing, it's not just that we're developing protocols that are being used all over the world, but we've now got relationships with Harvard Medical School and Cleveland Clinic. Every year, Dr. Metzger hosts endovascular fellows from both Harvard and from Cleveland Clinic right here at Holston Valley to train before they complete their education. These are some of the best physicians in the country, and their education is not complete without a visit to Kingsport. To date, Ballad Health has welcomed 250 physicians to our region for cardiovascular training, and that includes 4 a year from Mass General and Harvard Medical School and 2 a year from Cleveland Clinic and fellows from St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Boston. We're a part of their story now forever, and some have chosen to become a part of ours, which is something we're super proud of. After their training and fellowships, several of these physicians who have been trained by some of the best programs in the United States have chosen to stay right here in the Appalachian Highlands to serve people that are seeking high-quality cardiac care by Ballad Health. So I'm truly proud of all that, but that's not all. Dr. Metzger is invited to speak and present at the most prestigious medical conferences around the world. Just earlier this year, Holston Valley was the only United States hospital chosen as a demonstration site for the Leipzig interventional course hosted in Germany. He was connected live so that the people in Germany could see what was going on right here at Holston Valley. And this isn't bombast or flattery. If you ask any high-caliber cardiologist in the United States or anywhere in the world who Dr. Chris Metzger is, they know who he is. And trust me, many of them have come after him to try to take him away from us. But he's chosen to stay here. Thank goodness. So we give Dr. Metzger, as I said, a lot of credit, but credit also goes to his team. And I want to recognize now some of the additional people that have led to this. First of all, leaders from InspireMD, the developer of Seaguard, are joining us today, including their CEO, Marvin Slossman. And he's got a great story. He's an amazingly interesting guy who's got a tremendous amount of experience all over the world, and you'll hear from Marvin in a minute. I also want to thank them for giving us the opportunity to partner with you. And I'm certain this won't be the last time we do this. To put this into perspective, InspireMD's Seaguard system has the potential to establish an entirely new standard of care when it comes to stroke prevention throughout the world. I also want to recognize Dr. Gary Rubin, who will be observing Dr. Metzger's cases today, and I believe he narrated the case this morning. I can't even say enough about this guy. And I know Dr. Metzger will have a few comments of his own about him. Dr. Rubin is more than a legend. I mean, when you talk about meeting somebody who invented something that has saved countless lives, that's him. He's an internationally renowned interventional cardiologist who actually pioneered the field of carotid stenting. He performed essential work in the development of the first FDA-approved coronary stent. In fact, it bears his name, the Gianturco Rubin Flex stent. And he's here with us today, and that procedure exists only because of his work. And I know having Dr. Rubin here to witness this procedure, it means a lot to me. Frankly, I'm getting the chills just talking about it. But I know it means a lot to Dr. Metzger on a personal level because I have to say he actually trained Dr. Metzger. And so y'all are, I think what I would summarize by saying as I bring Chris up, one of the benefits of having a health system like Ballad Health that is not just a hospital system, but a system that's dedicated to health improvement, is we're dedicating ourselves to knowledge and seeking the knowledge that helps us become better caregivers. And no one is more passionate about this than Dr. Metzger. He's not alone. There are a lot of forward-thinking visionaries within Ballad that are doing other types of research and clinical trials. But there is nobody who is more passionate about it and who's now in a position to lead us through it than Dr. Chris Metzger. So I'd like to introduce my friend, Dr. Chris Metzger.
All right, first of all, welcome everyone, and thank you, Alan, for the very kind words. You know, my mom is in heaven and hopefully blushing a little bit and proud and maybe think she did something right here. So again, thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. This is an exciting day, and as Alan mentioned, it's kind of a celebration of sorts. I'll talk about Dr. Rubin in just a moment, but it's a celebration for all of us in the region, meaning that, you know, we are able and chosen to do the first case to kind of highlight what is going to be, I think, an incredibly helpful technology. As Alan mentioned, carotid stenting we've done for a long time, and it works extremely well. But there's still a small risk of stroke, 3% of a minor, 1% of a major, maybe a little bit higher in some cases. And you say that's great, unless it's you or your family. Then if you're the 3% or the 1%, it's a big deal. So we always want to get to 0%, and that's our goal here every time we do this. And so this technology it takes this carotid stents that work so well and add to it a tiny micromesh layer on the outside of it, kind of like a screen door, if you will, so that less chance of getting anything that would get to the brain to cause a stroke. In Europe, it's had phenomenal results. In the United States, you have to prove that in an FDA-sponsored trial, and that's what this is about. And we were chosen to help lead the effort with good friends who are very good at what they do, and luckily they chose us, and we get to do the first cases today. The first two went beautifully. I want to echo something else Alan said. For all the nice things he said about me to make me blush and are appreciated, he couldn't be more spot on when he said that this is a team effort. I had the opportunity to go, not unknown, to go to Cleveland Clinic, and I signed my middle name on that until I thought about, why would I leave this area? And I said that for many reasons. It's very rare that you have that combination of administrative, complete and utter support, okay, infrastructure, anything you need, from system-wide corporate with Alan and the team, locally with Lindy at Holston Manley. And so we have the full support of administration. We have the full support of a beautiful partnership. I've been a partner here for 22 years, and I like the people I'm partners with. I respect them. We have world-class teams for clinical research. Terry's in the room, and our entire team. Our cath lab, I would take them anywhere. And I've done cases at a lot of other places. I would take our own staff. Gary, you got to witness some of them today. You know, for our peripheral vascular disease department, I mean, Kathy and Robin and the rest of that team, I couldn't ask for better people to support. And then finally, the people of this region. You know, these are nice folks who want to participate in research trials to help others, and hopefully we help them along the way. So the combination of the folks that we have here, the team we have, the support, it's just second to none, and it can't be really hard to duplicate that even if you put it in a big name place. I prefer to do it right here where we all like to live and work. So it is very, very, very much a team sport. For the carotid stenting, this is a trial that we're starting. We hope to get the lowest stroke rate ever. We will thank you very much for the invitation to be a national lead investigator with you, because this is a beautiful journey. And thank you for having our site showcase this technology and for visiting us. So again, this is truly an exciting celebration of really, really good place to live and a really good team. And I mean that with every bit of my heart there. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce Dr. Gary Rubin. Alan mentioned a little bit. I will add a little personal note to that. Not only did he help invent, having come from Australia over here to Emory, helped invent the first balloon expandable coronary stent. The stents that all are, now it's second nature. It wasn't second nature back then. And that was an invention and a journey to bring that to the forefront. So not only did he invent it, but he implanted them. All right, and then it has come so far since the first generation to what we have right now. He also pioneered the art of carotid stenting that is part of this trial. I had the opportunity, with the full support of this region's healthcare system, to go up to New York and spend 5 weeks at Lenox Hill when Gary was there to learn. It's very rare that a then young man is able to go and see one of the best in the world work and scrub together with him, and then even better, not just to see that he's a good teacher and a great operator, but a super physician and human being. So he's been a true mentor throughout the years and a dear friend. So having Dr. Rubin with that now be part of this adventure with this stent, is just a dream come true. And then to welcome him, I've been to his home in Jackson Hole. Now he's joining us at our home at Kingsport. So having Gary here to moderate the live case together for the audience that was here, but also to watch and observe and hopefully see that his training is done. I've done some things right since his training and moved that forward. So with that, I'm going to turn it over and introduce my dear friend, colleague, and mentor, Dr. Gary Rubin.
Thanks, Chris. And I think I would like first to thank Ballot Health and Chris, Alan, for your kind words. We should all be mindful that we're all in this work of providing the best care that we can provide for the patients that we serve. And that is really what today was about. I've spent close to half a century trying to improve the way that we care for patients with cardiac and vascular disease. And frankly, I'm overjoyed that the cases went as they did today, as we expected, because we have the opportunity to now offer our patients this advanced technology that InspireMD has brought to us to investigate here in the United States. So it's really my privilege to be here in this great organization, to work with someone that I take so much pride in saying was one of the generation of new, younger, significantly younger interventional cardiologists who are doing this wonderful work. And I'm very grateful that we have access to this advanced technology to help the patients with this prevention of stroke that we do with our carotid stenting. So I'd like to thank the entire organization for the opportunity to be here. Thank Chris again for his extraordinary work in taking such good care of these patients. To thank InspireMD, because this work cannot happen without the company getting behind not just producing this technology for our patients, but then committing the work and the funds to go ahead and rigorously investigate and test and provide scientific evidence that what we have is going to help our patients to prevent strokes in the future. So thank you all, and thank you, Chris, for your kind words.
So Hi, I'll be very brief. My name is Marvin Schlossman. I'm the CEO of InspireMD. I'm honored to be here and just again want to reiterate the thanks for allowing us this vehicle, this conduit, to bring our Seaguard technology to the market. This is a huge step for our company in developing that next stage of bringing this real breakthrough technology to the U.S. market. And we couldn't do it without you and without folks like Dr. Metzger, Dr. Rubin, Dr. Christina Brennan. This is really the dream team, the collective dream team. It takes a lot of time and money and effort and innovation to bring technology to market to improve patient care. We are all about establishing a new standard of care for carotid artery disease management. And without the combination of all of the efforts, with all of the hard work and investment of time and energy, none of this happens. And so this is an honor to be a part of this process, to be in this community. I happen to be from just down the mountain, 60 miles away originally, and so it's kind of nice to come home having run a global organization. But I can tell you that the whole team in Israel and in Europe are 100% aware of what's going on, cheering us on, and I think this is just the first step in a collective effort to bring this novel technology to market and really and truly change standard of care for patients, which is really what this is all about. So thank you for the hospitality, and we look forward to a great effort with the group. Okay.
Good morning. I'm Lindy White. I'm the CEO here, honored to be here, and CEO of Holston Valley Medical Center. Also the president of the Northwest Market, because as a reminder, we have the blessing of serving not only our Kingsport city and our communities, but truly the 29 counties in the Ballot health system and on up into Southwest Virginia. And so we're part of a large healthcare system here delivering care. Just as a reminder, we like to start all of our meetings out with the reason we're here. We spent a lot of time last night at dinner talking about the reason we're here, the reason we have this partnership, the reason we continue to work every day to keep the great physician like Dr. Metzger here in our community, certainly inviting Dr. Rubin in and working with our strategic partners like InspireMD. We're committed to our patients, and our vision every day is to honor those we serve by delivering the best possible care. And here at Holston Valley today, our commitment after 85 years of partnering with this community and serving those in this region, we're very, very excited about the Seaguard trials today. And not only today, but just as a reminder, the great cath lab team that we've had very many firsts in the region. This is a very, very established team, leading not only carotid artery stenting like today, but we've had several advancements here at Holston Valley, and we've been many of the first. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud, really, my job here is to help, as Chris said, remove barriers, to ensure that we're investing in our teams, to ensure that we're investing in our equipment, and what's needed here to continue not only to be known regionally, but our goal, and it's obvious today, our goal is to help lead research and innovation across the country and internationally. And so I just want to say a couple of things, and I appreciate the media and your interest in being here today and helping our community and communities understand what we have here and the blessing of what we have here. Dr. Metzger, he's a very humble individual. And I remember one of the questions I think that media asked me when we live streamed some of the Germany cases, one of you asked me a question I really hadn't anticipated. I try to anticipate your questions, but one of those questions was, Lindy, how does the health system, how does Ballad, how does the health system, how do your team, how do you really keep someone as world-renowned as Chris Metzger here in Kingsport, Tennessee? And the reason for that, and my answer was, number one, he's humble. He is an individual that honestly thinks of his patients first before others. And he appreciates the team in which he works with and knows that that commitment is absolutely here with Ballot Health, and it's absolutely here with this team at Wholesome Valley Medical Center. So I want our community to know it's important that all of us every day recognize the important talent that not only we have with our cath lab team being led by Chris Metzger, but by all of our teams here in the community that deliver the best possible care that we can every single day. So with that, I just want to make sure that we take a few moments as a community and remember and thank, and as one of our blessings today as we go to bed tonight, remember the commitment of our healthcare workers, our healthcare heroes, and the physicians that we have here at Ballot Health. And I appreciate Ballot Health and Alan's commitment to our cardiac and vascular program here, because without that commitment, without the understanding of our board, our community leaders, in supporting us in growing and developing this health system, and specifically today we're talking about the advancements in our cardiac vascular care program. Without that commitment, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today. And you know, when you have the entire world watching and what we're doing here in Kingsport, Tennessee, I think we all have to realize as a community, as a healthcare team, that we're doing something right. And we're going to be committed to continuing to advance technology, working with partners like InspireMD, having the blessings of having Dr. Rubin here with us and continuing to learn and teach and grow and develop our new interventional cardiologists, right? This is continuing. Our commitment is to pave this forward. We're very committed to what we're doing here with research around our cardiac program. So we can't wait to see what our team here has to do next in regards to our commitments. And before I close today with a couple of comments, I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you, all the community support. And I want to make sure that everyone realizes today, we had the opportunity with many of our community leaders, our state leaders, were here today at our site, and we demonstrated through a live stream case what this means to our patients. We were talking, Dr. Metzger was talking to our patient. You know, with these advancements, we've been able to make this much less invasive. Our patients are awake, talking with us. It's a true advancement in healthcare, and it's happening right here at Ballad Health and right here at Wholesome Valley Medical Center. So with that, the media didn't have an opportunity to see that case today, but you will be able to now stroll upstairs with our team and have an opportunity firsthand to see what advancements we're making today, not only here in Kingsport, but in the U.S. and internationally. So thank you for your attention. We appreciate the community support. We need your support. And lastly, we appreciate our patients. Without our patients today, none of this would be possible. So we look forward to having you upstairs, and we thank you for being here with us and celebrating with us on this blessed day. Thank you. So Katie, what's next?
Are there any questions?
Yeah, we can set aside, or you guys can go one at a time.
No questions?
Sorry. I just wanted to know who the best candidates for this procedure are.
Let's have Dr. Metzger read that.
The question was, what was?
Who are the best candidates for this procedure?
Who are the best candidates for the procedure? So, Alan, tell me if I'm wrong, okay? But in all seriousness, these are people who have obstructive carotid lesions, so blockages in their carotid artery. As you know, the carotid artery goes to the brain, and a really tight blockage there puts you at risk for stroke. So in general, if the blockage is 80% or more, that puts your risk of a future stroke higher, and we think that it is better to prevent that by putting such a stent or technology in. If they've already had an event, either a mini stroke or a stroke, then they would need even more attention, even if it was a little less than 80%, because they've already demonstrated that they're at risk for that. So people who have significant blockage or people who have had symptoms of mini strokes will potentially benefit from this. I should say, very importantly, that we have a vascular team. The one thing I didn't mention is we have a great relationship with our vascular surgeons and interventional cardiologists. We work together. So for every patient we do an analysis, which technology is best for you, not just what Chris can put in, not what Bo or Shardul or Steve Hopkins or whoever can put in, what's best for them, and then we pick that strategy. We think the stent offers very significant advantages, but there are sometimes with the surgery is better having a team that focuses on what's best for the patient is who we are.
Well, let me add to that. The last part of what Chris just said is really important. Multidisciplinary collaboration between different specialties, that's to have that kind of culture. I hate to say it, but it's hard to find that because sometimes these specialties can be very siloed, and each thinks their approach is the best. In this case, this is a patient-centered collaborative model, multidisciplinary, whereas Dr.
Chris
Metzger
is fine.
said
Chris is good.
that they talk in conference on what is the best approach for this patient, and they reach agreement on it, and then that's the approach they take. And those who are qualified for this study would be included.
Right. And I mean, you saw last night we were at a dinner, and Bo Allen, one of our vascular surgeons and a good friend, was there. And there's a genuine hug there, not because I'm a COVID-friendly, safe hug, of course, but it was one of the two people who like each other, who are partners, not who are in competition for the same patients. We don't we collaborate, not compete. Does that answer the question?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I do have a question. It's a little off topic, but are you all going through a blood shortage right now?
I'm sorry. Are we?
Is Ballot Health going through a blood shortage right now?
I know we always can use more blood product. I'll get you an answer. I wouldn't categorize it as a shortage, but let me talk to our folks and find out exactly where we are.
Okay.
I will say that we have a beautiful blood bank, Marsh, who does a great job. They've done everything from the convalescent donor plasma that we did together and everything in between. So anybody who would like to donate would always be welcome. It's always better to have more storage than less storage, and they make it as easy as you can to do that. Would you agree?
Your question wasn't totally off topic, because I'm also proud to point out that Marsh, which is owned by Ballad Health, was one of the first partners in the study for the monoclonal antibodies. Was it monoclonal? Yeah.
And it was a convalescent
The
donor plasma.
convalescent plasma,
So-
forgive me. But we were one of the first partners with Mayo Clinic to study the use of the convalescent plasma in the treatment of COVID. So that's another example of how Ballad's leaned into research. And
that was system-wide.
Yep.
It was turned on like this, system-wide, not one place, but system-wide, with Marsh working nicely together.
So how many people are going to be participating, and are they all local? Are they from this region?
So the question for anybody who couldn't hear was, how many people are going to be participating in the study? It's 315 total. It's a multi-center study, because you want to really make sure that this technology just not works in one person's hands or one region, but across everybody's hands. Now, it's our job to carefully select those sites who do this well. We will be one of those sites, 315 total. You can enroll 20% of that, so we're hoping to enroll 20%, which would be 63, just in case you were wondering. But whatever it takes, nationally and internationally, there will be European sites selected as well, and all that information is put together and carefully reviewed for accuracy and scientific integrity and rigor, so that we can then make the claim that this is a excellent product, very low stroke rate, and it stays open long-term.
then with the ultimate goal of getting FDA approval
Right, in the U.S.
in the United States.
Yep. Any other?
Well, thank you all for being here today. I know y'all are anxious to go watch a procedure, so we'll let y'all go do that.
Yep. Thank you all very much.
All right.